Okay, and it looks like we're live. Let me put out a share here myself so we can get this to as many people as we can, as fast as we can, because we got something really important to talk about today, and we're also going to talk about our proximity search today. So I would like to take this opportunity to let you know that I will have the CEO of Infinity Social Network, just a regular, average, everyday Joe. Well, I mean, he was a military man for 10 years. He was a police officer for a number of years. He has spent his life in dedication and in debt to this country. And I'm in debt to him for many things, as a friend, as a boss, as a CEO of a company, and just as a person all around. Stephen Vulich will be joining me here live, folks. So we will talk about not only this crazy thing that I put in the title, but we're also going to talk about our proximity search and why we even put it as a feature in our system, and kind of what it's there to do and what it's all about. So, Stephen, if you are in, just let me know that you're here. I will invite you in on the feed, and for one of only 2 or 3 times, we can address the people together, and we can have them ask us questions and engage with us together. We're going to try to keep this video short, folks. So we really need to share this out as quick as possible, because we want to get as many people watching this, because the 13-year-old crap that I put in the post is really, and I in full 100% am okay with calling it crap, because that's exactly what it is. So for everybody who's going to watch this later, I know it takes a little bit for everybody to get notified here on Facebook that we're live, and that's what we're doing right now. We're just giving that cushion, that time for people to be notified. So we apologize to the folks who are going to watch later on. If you must, just fast forward just a little bit until we get into it. Let me just make sure that Stephen is here, or that he's coming in anyway. And what I want to touch on, and somebody just said never got a notice. That's truly sad. Actually, I was just watching Dennis Michael Lynch and saw the censorship that he's experiencing and all the money that he's paying in, and nobody's getting notified on his pages either, and he is one of the most watched individuals. His show is one of the most watched shows on Facebook Live. It truly is sad to see people's money get wasted, to see people's time get wasted. It really is sad to see that. Stephen is with us. He was with us watching Dennis Michael Lynch. Yes, I know he was over there. I actually just let him know that we were going to be going live here. So basically, what I want to get to right away is the new app that Messenger, who's affiliated not only with this site that we're on now, but other sites as well, because a lot of them are in it together. There's a new app coming out via Messenger that's going to target. Stephen just said 1 second. Okay, great. So I'll start this, Stephen. That's going to target 13-year-old children and younger. And what I mean by that is they have decided that they have squeezed as much marketing and advertising dollars as they can out of adults on this planet, that now, and I'm sure it's by the pushing of their investors and by the pushing of just global, kind of the globalist agenda in general, I'm sure it's pushed by everybody in order to not only indoctrinate, but brainwash and condition our youth, ladies and gentlemen, into digital slavery, into digital dependence. Okay? So I'm going to bring in, Stephen, I cannot bring you in as long as you are on the Infinity page. You will have to come in on your another page or a personal page or something like that. It's telling me that I cannot bring you 2 admins of a page on at the same time. So while we give Stephen a chance to go to another page, go to one of his private pages, we will continue. So they're trying to now market an app to 13-year-old children and younger to engage with and get, of course, with parents' permission and by parents' supervision, an app where they can chat with other 13-year-olds around the world. I see so many problems with that. As a social media employee, somebody who's trying working for a company that's trying to come out and fix what is wrong with the social media world and give everybody what a social media was intended to be to begin with. Not what it's become, but what it's intended to be to begin with. As somebody that looks at it as from that point of view, also somebody that looks at it from a father's point of view. He says, okay, he's back. Nope. Still says you are an Infinity SN, Stephen. It still says you're under Infinity SN. So it's still not working. You might have to go under maybe your wife's or something. Anywho, I see so many problems with this as an employee and as a parent, because all it is it's teaching your children to be digital dependent. Now, we put out a post. This morning, which was basically just a poll asking you. I was just reading a comment there. We put out a post asking you this morning, who do you talk to more, your friends online or your friends in real life? A whopping 65%, I think at this point, has said that they talk to their friends online more than they do friends in real life. That's a problem. That means that we are spending. That doesn't mean that all your friends live that far away from you. 9 times out of 10, most of your friends live within 150 miles of you. It's only family members that really live far away and a few friends. But a majority of your friends live within 150 miles of you. So we put out a poll. Who do you talk to more? Friends in real life or friends online? And a whopping 65% said friends online. That is a problem in today's world. What do you think that percentage is going to look like in 20 years if we allow 13-year-old and younger children to have access to social media, to have access to conversating with the world or all their friends around them? And not only that, not only does it create the digital dependence, not only does it brainwash. Okay, I understand, Michelle Lilly. If you're military, your friends are a lot farther away. But I'm talking about as a whole, basically the average everyday person. I'm sure there are people out there that have other circumstances and other situations that don't fit what I'm saying. But for the majority of us, most of our friends are near us. So for the fact that we use social media more than we use everyday life to talk to our friends and family, that's a problem. So if you have 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, all right, and these children are basically brought up to be dependent on digital use in order to connect with each other on an everyday level, you're going to see that number in the 90th percentile. Now, when you see those numbers in the 90th percentile, what that is going to breed in everyday average society is it's going to breed people who literally cannot have a conversation with somebody else. They cannot have a conversation with somebody else. They cannot look you directly in the eye. They will not be able to shake your hand and have a conversation or come to an agreement or make a deal. None of their everyday life will be, to them, safe, secure, and where they're allowed to be themselves because they've only ever known how to be themselves in the digital world. To me, that is a problem. I really do believe that that's a problem. And if you are a parent who allows your children to have access to your 13-year-old child or younger to have access to unlimited chat, you're just opening the door. Okay? You're just literally opening the door for not only these children to do who knows what, and if you think you're going to restrict it, you might have avenues and options to enable you to stop them from doing a lot of things, but all you're doing is opening another door for them to do even more. Not only are you opening the door for them to do who knows what, but you're opening the door for pedophiles and people who prey on small children to be signing up for these apps as if they're a child. And trust me, there will be ways around everything. Somebody just said Pandora's box. That is exactly correct. It is Pandora's box. Now, we have on Infinity Social Network, when you sign up for that, you have to be 16 years of age. Will there be people that are in there that are under 16 years of age? I'm sure there will be. But guess what else we're putting into place? We're going to put into place that if we find out that those children are under 16 years of age, and we do find out by some way, shape, or form that they are underage to be able to use this, we are going to physically contact their parents. So will we be able to stop everybody? No. Will we put our best foot forward in doing so? Yes. That's part of the terms and conditions use that is being structured right now to make sure that everything is kosher for us and that we are setting by example, leading by example, and that we are trying to make sure that children that are younger than 13, 16 years of age are not online, let alone 13. Now, this is, I don't want to say their name out loud because they might destroy us, even though we're on that platform, but this platform right here is responsible for this new app. Them connecting with Messenger together are going to create an app for 13-year-old children or younger to use. That is a problem. That is something that everybody should be addressing. That is something that everybody should say no to. Say no to with a big circle and a cross through it, and let your friends know. Do not fall victim to this. No matter what your children do, no matter how much they beg you, be the adult, be the parent, and I urge you, do not let your children within 100 miles of said app. I'm not here to say that you shouldn't let your children have technology and tablets. That's not my job. As a personal, on a personal level, I do not let my children have access to the digital world that much. I grew up in the world of pen pals, and you want to know something? The mail system, UPS, all of that still exists. If my children want to have access to being able to connect with somebody, friends, who live far away, well then what they should do is write a letter and become a pen pal with this person. That is what should happen. Because somebody just said, people hack Facebook every day. That's true. People hack social media sites constantly, and they've already come at ISN in a number of ways before we've even launched to the people. But we're trying to create an environment here, not only for what social media should have been and what it should be, but we're trying to create a safe, fun, adult, moral compassed site here, folks, that gives you the freedom to be you. It's not an easy task. Not only is it not an easy task in the digital world, it's not an easy task in the social world. The social world does not want this to come out. Why? Why do you think the social world and the digital social world does not want Infinity Social Network to come out? There's many reasons that it can be. You see it yourself. You can't even share something with the hashtag ISN or Infinity. You can't even do that. I'm afraid to even say it here because they're going to censor the video even further. So yes, it is a huge, huge problem. I see that Stephen has not been able to come back in yet. So hopefully it's working. I think actually he's under Callie, his wife. So let me just see if he has said anything. If you haven't said anything, Stephen, please do again so I can bring you in. I would really want to get, since you are the CEO of this new network coming out, we want you to be able to talk about this. And the people that are here, the couple hundred people that are watching, they want to hear your take on what I just said, because this is something that needs to be addressed, and it needs to be addressed by people who are doing exactly what we're doing, Stephen. So if you're here and you say something, I'll bring you in so that you can talk about this. In the meantime, until I see Stephen on here, I just want to get your thoughts. Please put in the comments, what are your thoughts? Put a yes if you want your children to have access to a messenger app, or press no if you think that is a very bad idea. Okay? I'm inviting Stephen in. I know the video will sound and look weird for a minute, and we might even lose a lot of you. If we do lose you, I'm sorry. It's not our fault. And please go back and watch the rerun of the video, okay? So we're going to bring Stephen in right now, and we're going to get his thoughts on all of this, folks. It looks like most of the people are saying no. No, 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 no. We do not want our children to have this. So, Stephen, I'm inviting you. I hope that you're getting the invitation. It sure is taking a long time, but what do you expect for this platform that we're on? For the same platform that's actually putting out this 13-year-old app. I mean, are you kidding me? Can you imagine the people that would attract for your children to talk to? It's the invite has vanished, Stephen, so that means that it's didn't get accepted. So if you want to just if you want to say something again so I can see your name so I can invite you again. It truly is bad. Like I said, imagine the Pandora's box that this is going to open. Imagine the pedophiles that will use their children's IDs or whatever it is that they have for a visual picture, a visual image. Imagine the people that will use that and get around the system, and then boom, talking to your kids about who knows what, about God knows what, getting them to go somewhere, getting them to meet them somewhere. Very bad idea. There has to be some kind of morals here. But nope, how low they stoop to make a dollar. How low they stoop. And it's all because that the advertising money for adults is basically reached its bubble. That bubble has and we do have Steven in. Steven, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Have you been able to catch through you trying to get in? Have you been able to catch the show and what I've been saying?
I've been catching pieces outside of trying to log in and go through my wife's account here. So,
well, basically where we are, Steven, and everybody, this is Steven Volich. If you don't know who he is, if you've never seen his face, which I doubt that's the case, but here is the CEO of Infinity. I don't want to say anymore because I don't want the video to stop. But
I know it probably will.
You and I briefly talked about this, Steven, and I'd love to get, and I'm sure the people would love to hear your take on 13-year-old and younger children having access to this debauchery that they call social connection for young people.
Right. No, I'll tell you what. Yes, we did have a talk about that this morning, and let me tell you that they're tapping on dangerous ground. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I've got a son who's getting ready to hit 13, and I really don't want him in the likes of Facebook, especially with all the crap that's going on here. And it's just, here's the thing. There's a reason why Facebook wants 13-year-olds in there, is to make more money. Okay, and all they're doing is creating a breeding ground for hidden pedophiles. And I say hidden pedophiles because they're out there and they do not identify themselves. They're not going to identify themselves, and it's just, I'm sorry, but I don't feel comfortable with that at all. I'll never let my 13-year-old, 14-year-old, 15-year-old getting onto social media. It's now 16, you at least you've got some good comprehension skills. You have some good common sense to know the difference, right? But when you're talking 13 years old, come on, they just just got into their teens. They were 12 years old. Like, for the 13-year-olds who are like, oh, get me on social media, I'm sorry, but on the 13th day of their birthday, yesterday, they were 12 years old. And I don't feel comfortable with that at all. It's messed up, but I'll tell you, it's another reason for Facebook to make more money, and they want to do it on the backs and on the safety of our children. And I'll tell you what, that's not going to be the case with my children. And I'm never going to allow 13, 14, 15-year-olds onto Infinity Social Network. I do not want to say, hey, world, here's a place where you can, if you're a pedophile and nobody knows about you yet, here's a safe space for you to do that, and I'll even throw 13 years old into the mix, for you. No, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen, and I think that's very sick. And very low of Facebook.
Yeah, how much lower can you go for the almighty dollar? You know what I mean? Next to, that's worse than selling your own body for $1. You're selling the innocent mind of a child and potentially their body.
I swear to God, excuse my language, everybody, but that pisses me off. Okay. Yeah. Now I have a social network and I have a platform, and I'm never going to let this be a breeding ground for pedophiles. I'm never going to let this be a breeding ground of all these children in the country and the world to get onto this platform and see everything that all of us adults are doing. And the sick, there's a lot of, I'll just be straight up with you. There's a lot of sick people in the world, and they're on social media. They're on Facebook. Look at what's going on. But I don't know about you, but I'm never going to let my children onto this platform, and I'm never going to allow 13. My children will never ever get onto Infinity Social Network. Why? Because I'm sure there's going to be some not so good people on this platform at some point. So I don't want my children in there, and I'm the one building it. So I don't want my children there. No, it's an unsafe breeding ground. And I think that's wrong. And I think, Facebook's reasoning for doing it is to say, oh yeah, so they can communicate. No, It's not. That's what they want us to think. That's what they want you to think. Okay, you can call it conspiracy, call it whatever you want, but I'm never going to allow my children on a platform such as Facebook. Okay,
No.
especially with the background that Facebook has. There's no way. There's no way.
Well, my wife made a really good point this morning, and I didn't even think of this. I thought of everything else, I think, but this. And this is where it's good to have different ideas and different minds brainstorming
Right.
over something and having a conversation and creating dialogue. She said to me,
Right.
because she knows people personally now, she said, how many 16-year-old girls out there have cut themselves or even, God forbid, commit suicide because they didn't
Right.
get enough likes, views, or somebody said something mean about them or their pages? And that's
Right.
a 16-year-old. Imagine a 13-year-old. Imagine a 14-year-old.
That's
That
it's
prepubescent
sick.
stage. It's
Right.
not
No.
right on so many levels, and it's not. It's going to destroy our youth's minds more than anything ever has in the history of this world. I believe it is literally
Right.
the biggest mistake you can make.
Well, I'll tell you, man, it's scary and it's just shocking. I mean, it shocked me when they said, "Hey, we're going to allow 16-year-olds onto this platform," right? Or I'm sorry, 13-year-olds. And when I saw that, I was so shocked. You know, I was like, "Are you serious?" And hey, guys, you know, first thing that Jeremy did this morning was let me know, "Hey, have you seen this yet?" And I'm like, I caught a glimpse of it, you know, and man, this is a huge issue, okay, guys? This is not an issue that's going to go away. Now that Facebook has announced it, they're going to do it. And, you know, it's wow. I'm still in shock over this, and I will not be allowing my children to get on this platform or, you know, to get on Facebook or even to get on Infinity until they reach 16 years old. That's not going to happen. You know, and they know that. Here's the thing. My children know there are bad people on Facebook, on Twitter, on social media. They know. And they have asked me, "Dad, are you going to allow us on Infinity?" I'm like, "No, son, I'm not. Not until you're 16 years old." And he sees me building it. You know, my kids see me building it. My wife sees me building it. My friends, my family. And I'll tell you what, they know the ethics that I have. They know what I'm about. And I'm not about bringing, you know, very minor children onto a social platform where there's nothing. You know, well, I'm not going to say there's nothing, but there's just a lot of pedophiles. And I hate to say that, man, but there's people that get through the cracks. And I'm not going to subject my children to a safety issue just because they want to enjoy. You know, if you want to talk to your friend, if you want to talk to your family, do it in real life. You know, do it in real life. Because, you know, as we talked about earlier, all they're doing is destroying. And if you take anything from this video, they are destroying what social is, what it really is. And, you know, the more stuff they put into Facebook, the more stuff they plug into it is to keep us plugged right here. Okay? Well, that's why we do this proximity thing.
Well, that's actually, you know what, let's use that as a segue to get into the keeping you right here and then talking about the proximity.
Right.
I said to you yesterday on the phone, I said, let's say that the average person, and it may be a lot more, maybe a lot less, I don't know, but let's just use the round number of 10. Let's say the average person logs onto their Facebook account 10 times a day. Well, as I know that you feel the same way, Stephen, we at Infinity Social Network would rather have you log on 5 times a day, and in that 5 times, use the features like the proximity search to find people that in your area to go out. And instead of the other 5 times where you're on Facebook, we would like to see you out in the community, either meeting somebody that has your like-minded interests, doing some community service, doing some good, actually contributing to real world, you know, which we have to go to sleep in and wake up in every single day. We would rather have you log on half the time or quarter the time and then go make a difference in real life. Because unless your life is grounded and your foundation is grounded, who cares who you are on social media? Nobody cares about fake avatars and fake reputations and fake anything. You have to have a ground in real life. And I would rather
somebody had a comment
on Infinity less.
Right. No, absolutely. And somebody made a comment, you know, what they allow 16-year-olds now. Yes, Facebook allows 16-year-olds now. And but they're dropping the bar. They're literally lowering the bar down to 13. Why? And it's numerous reasons, man. It's marketing. It's for them. Yes, it's making more money. And now I'll tell you what, they want to make money on the backs of our children at the risk of their safety. I think that is absolutely wrong. And how much lower can you go, Facebook? Seriously, I hate to say that, but how much lower can you go? Okay, you've got almost 2 billion people on your platform. How much lower can you go? You know, seriously, like you're not making enough. They're making all their money from us, okay, from us being on here, all of us in this room. And I'll tell you what, excuse my language, but once again, it pisses me off that they're deciding to use their platform for a breeding ground. And it's going to turn into that, guys. And I'll tell you what, you want to stay on Facebook, you stay on Facebook. I hate to say that, and I hate to be aggressive with that. But if you want to stay on a platform and come across 13-year-olds, because we all know that all 13-year-olds are not, very responsible, right? They're still growing. They're still influential. Do you want to introduce them to the real world before they grow up? You know, do you want to introduce them to things that you don't want them to see, that you should be showing them and learn and teaching them about life and everything? Do you really want them to learn things from people here on Facebook? You know, and I hate to say this, but Mark Zuckerberg, if you ever watch a video from Infinity Social Network, I hope you'll watch this one, buddy, because you've stooped very low. And that really is extremely disappointing. And I'll tell you what, from one social network CEO to the next, you don't do that, buddy. You don't, and I'm never going to let my children on your platform. I'm never going to let my children here. No. It really strikes a nerve. It really strikes a nerve with me. And it's just not going to happen.
That is why, going back to the, I'd rather have you on half of the day or half the times a day, and then the other half out with people. The proximity search, folks, the reason why, and I didn't know this until yesterday, to be honest with you, until Stephen told me why. Why is the proximity search only allow you to go out 150 miles? I was wondering that. I'm like, why not do it 1,000? Why not do it 1,500? Stephen said there's a very specific reason why he's only set it to 150 miles. And Stephen, if you'd like to let the people know why, this would be a good opportunity to do so.
Okay, great. To everybody here watching and to everybody that hit share, I urge you to hit share. And that's a really good question. The reason why we're allowing 150 miles is you're more than likely to talk to people and actually hang out with them within 0 to 150 miles, okay? And 150 miles is stretching it. But what this is intended to do is the opposite of what Facebook is trying to do, which is keep you plugged here behind your computers, behind your phones, never looking up, always looking down, and never having, they're dwindling that social interaction. And that's going to affect our children, okay? That's going to teach them in this generation. We talked about that. You brought up a really good point. That's teaching our young society as they move forward that it's okay not to talk to anybody, not to look up and meet new people or see what's going on in the world. You're going to stay plugged in to the narrative. You're going to stay plugged into Facebook, which is controlling the narrative of the future and is controlling what it is that we see and we do and we think and we feel, and it's really affecting everybody, okay? So what ISN proximity feature, and it's a very important feature, okay, it's not for play. It's not to get out and just and you can use it for what you want to use it for, but it promotes human interaction. It promotes you to actually hang out with people. That's why we identify the commonalities. That's why this platform will always identify every commonality, everything you have in common with everybody in the world. Why? Because now you get to know a little bit of who you're talking to, which can help build either a little bit of trust. It can help identify, okay, I don't really think I'm going to mesh with this person, but at this point, I know who I can talk to. I know who I mesh with, and we promote human interaction, because once we get rid of human interaction, guys, we're done. Society is done. Civilized society is over. Okay, and that is one day at a time. That's what's happening. And here that's why we have to put limits on this proximity thing. It's live proximity, and you actually get to know people around you, and you're actually liable to hang out with them because you're around them. You're in the proximity that you sit, right? So you don't have to go up to 150 miles and say, I'm never going to travel 150 miles. That's okay. But maybe 10 miles, maybe 20 miles in town, and it's about promoting that human interaction, keeping civilization going, and
Yeah.
promoting that. It's just, I don't know how much more sincere I can be about that, but I know that Facebook wants us plugged in behind Facebook. They want you plugged in. Google wants you plugged in behind your computer. Twitter wants you plugged in. They all want us plugged in so they can control it, so they can see where we go. And that's not what this social network's about. That's not ever what I'll be about. And I'll never ever cave to any corporation, any CEO. If they want to go toe to toe with me, come on, bring it. I'm game. I'm game. And I have everybody, all of you behind us, So if Facebook ever wants to do that, bring it on. Bring it on, Mark. Bring it on.
Some people have asked some questions. I just want to answer real quick. Stephanie said, how are you going to get children to not lie about their age? You're really not. Children are going to do that everywhere.
It's
But
tough.
what you can do, what you can do is when you see it, somebody lets you know about it, or you just
Right.
kind of, if it comes across your attention, you do something about it. You get a hold of the parents somehow. You find out who these children are. You do something other than promoting the fact that we want the youngest children here. At least,
Right.
I mean, this platform is promoting it. They're actually
Right.
promoting it. So just to answer that question, Stephanie, you just do your best. You put your best foot forward. Somebody else
Right.
asked,
And
who is this on
we
the-
are taking steps. We are taking steps to identify the individuals that are prohibited to be on Infinity, to include.
Yes.
Somebody came up with a really good question on pedophiles or convicted sex offenders. Okay, so I'm just going to say this now to everybody watching. If you know of a sexual predator or a sex offender registered, bona fide, you can go to the site and see them. Please report that if you see them on our page. But we are going to ask you for the link to where you saw them as a pedophile, a link directly to where they're registered, so we can look at it and go, okay, boom, you're gone. Because I do not want sexual predators on this network. And if there are, please, we expect our community, everybody here, we expect our community to help us. We're a team. It's not me. We're a team. And when we need to combat that, and we rely heavily on our audience to help us keep it clean, to help us keep Infinity Social Network safe and clean.
Well, somebody asked me the other day, I was talking to somebody about this, somebody I know personally, and they said, well, what if they've done their crime, they've done their time, and they're rehabilitating and they're fine. I said, look, doing a crime like, breaking into somewhere or jaywalking or whatever, that is an action that you choose to do at that time, doesn't make you a lifetime criminal.
That's
having
an action.
Sex with a child
That's
is something
behavior.
wrong up here and does
That's
not get
behavioral
rehabilitated.
thing.
It is a behavioral problem that a person has, and it cannot be fixed. They might
Right.
fight that urge, and they might know, okay, I can't have sex with this kid, or I'll
It's
go
like
to
a
jail.
recovering alcoholic. It's like stopping smoking. You get a taste of it again. A lot of us go right back to it.
Yeah.
So it's you're
And it
on
may
the
even be
wagon, you're off
worse.
the wagon. Right.
Dude, it may even be worse. It's probably worse than an alcoholic or a smoker, because that's still a choice
Right.
that they've chose to do, and then they get addicted. This comes from
Right.
birth. So
does.
that is what
It
we're
does.
going to do, folks.
And
I
I'll
know a
tell
lot
you
of
what,
folks
really quick. I'm sorry, Jeremy, to cut you off.
Oh, no, go ahead.
DML. A lot of us were just watching Dennis Michael Lynch. Okay, I was there.
yeah.
I was posting. I know you were there. You were posting, and a lot of people who are in here right now were in there and posting. I just want to let everybody know, and if DML watches this video, I want to let DML personally know that we have your back. I see what you're going through. A lot of us see what you're going through. Me as the CEO of this company, we have your back, and I have your back. Okay, so if Dennis, if you watch this, if you're listening, if this gets passed along to you, sir, we have your back. Okay, we see the frustrations. We see what Facebook is doing to you, as well as many others. And I personally want to tell you that I'm on board with you. I love your message, and I will continue to watch your videos. It sucks and it's sad and it's disappointing to see what Facebook is doing to DML and many others like us. So
I know.
I'll tell you what. We have your back. Infinity Social Network has your back, DML, and that's an open door invitation. So if you want to come over, you want to contact me, please do. Please do it. And I hope everybody here can reach out to him. I know he has an email. I've done it once or twice, but mine's probably getting flooded into many other emails as well. But let's let him know. And I'm sure he knows about what his writer got in contact with us. one of his writers. Still waiting to hear back from her. And I'd much rather hear back. No offense to anybody, but from DML. Okay, I'm reaching out to him, and I hope he reaches out to us.
Well, especially when he said that he's been reaching out to these people who haven't reached back out to him, and really the only people that he needs to be reaching out to be honest with you, and I'm not saying that because I work here and I want him here. I'm saying that as a person who's watching him. None of those people that he's trying to reach out to are helping him. The people that he should be reaching out to, I believe, is you, and because I believe that he will have an opportunity here to actually see the fruits of his hard work, labor. And I want to say something else too, Stephen. You and I have had this conversation before as well. If somebody who had a show like DML's and they were promoting left-wing stuff and they were getting censored and the tables were reversed and we're promoting a site where people should not be censored and they should be the fury, I would have their back too, and not because I agree with them politically, because I disagree with what is happening to them. So it doesn't matter that DML is somebody who's if you consider him completely right-wing or not. It comes down to morals, and I hate to see all these people donating their hard-earned money to somebody who they like to watch to give them the truth, and then that money get taken by Facebook, and then they just get censored even more. That's what I have a problem with.
Exactly. Here's the thing. He has given so much money. He's given over $250,000 to Facebook to push his message, to get his voice out there. Why should we have to pay for that? Seriously. I'm not gonna charge you to get your voice out there. You're not gonna see a boost this on Infinity. It's up to you how far you want your post to go, and that there's no wall. Okay, the only wall there is on Infinity is the amount of total users and total members on Infinity Social Network, and then you can share beyond Infinity. So and that's what it's about. There's a lot of reasons why we name it Infinity, because I want you to feel like your possibilities are endless. Come grow with us, and you'll never see the end of the evolution of Infinity, right? It's just the way it is. And we're building a network that actually means something. It's a meaningful social network. Everything that we do on Infinity is intended to be meaningful, such as the media player, or the media lounge, and everything we do encompasses human interaction, and get out there and actually do stuff.
Hey, I gotta cut you off here. I just see Daniel Carson actually asked, is Infinity Social Network owned by Goldman and Sachs? I'm not the CEO, and I can tell you that it's not owned by Goldman and Sachs.
No.
The CEO is right here, and I'm sure he'll tell you the same thing. It's owned by that gentleman right there and a couple close family members that he has. And I can say that with 100% honesty and certainty. And if you're hearing that anywhere else, I'm glad you asked the source.
Right. No, it's conspiracy. Well, I'm not going to say it's conspiracy. There is chatter is it run by Facebook? Is it owned on the back end by Facebook? Is Facebook using this as a replacement so Facebook can phase itself out and then use, Infinity to continue on?
I've heard that too.
New audience. I see all these things, guys, and I'm not going to say I chuckle at it, but it's obviously there's people out there who believe that Facebook is running this. Facebook. Here's another thing. Facebook will never own Infinity. Okay, Facebook is not welcome on Infinity. Okay, so by the mere lack of core values, by the mere lack of focus on their message, it's keeping you connected. Exactly, that's their motto: keeping you connected. Right? It's not about creating new connections. It's about keeping you plugged in. Is what it is. Read between the lines. So,
Chris Rumbold says thousands awaiting the launch in the UK. Chris, I know that's true. Actually, tonight I'm going over with our graphic arts guy, Eli, and we're going to create these wonderful Infinity edit with the world's flags in there, including the American flag. And I know that the people in the UK and the people in Australia are seriously censored right now. And I know you guys are waiting for Infinity a lot more than some of the American people waiting for Infinity. And we're here for all of you. I know you're all saying, when is launch, when is launch, when is launch? We haven't given a launch date since September, to be honest with you. We were hoping to have it out by the end of November, but this thing is going to be massive and amazing. It is coming, folks. And I can promise you this, we're never going to give you another date that we don't come out on ever again. When you see Infinity is launched or is launching, it will be launched or launching on that date. I can promise you.
Right.
We are
Right.
this close, guys. We are going to give you the best experience you've ever had. Steven, I want to give this opportunity for you to say anything that you want to say. This is your platform. This is your company. And then we'll wrap it up and let these people get back to their day.
All right. No, thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate that. And I'm seeing questions. Let me just answer. Oh, and the iOS app is almost done. We're actually starting to see it on the iOS. Not you, but I can see it on iOS, and it's working famously. It's fantastic, and it's going to be available. It's going to be ready for upload. Wow, very soon on the 16th is when that will be ready. Now, will that be when it's going live? I don't know. If we can get it sooner, we'll get it sooner. If we cannot, then don't hold me to that date of going live. Okay, so we are working our asses off, and I hate to say it, but we are working our asses off, guys, to bring this to you. So just a little bit longer, and we're all going to have all platforms with just enjoyable features. Okay.
Yes.
And one last thing I want to let you know is we see what's happening out there. We see you guys hashtagging Infinity SN. Okay. And I want to personally thank each and every one of you. Nothing you do goes beyond my eyes. It doesn't go over my head. I literally sit back and I see every comment, good or bad. Okay, and here's the thing, even the bad comments, even the, okay, I'm done waiting, even those, we appreciate those. I appreciate those, guys. I'm not sitting back getting mad at you. I listen to everybody. It really is a place where you are free to be you, and we should reflect that on Infinity SN Facebook page as well. We should show that, and we should prove that, and we do that by not censoring you. We do that by not deleting your comments, which a lot of people do. If they don't like you, they block you. If they don't want to hear what you have to say, they delete your comment, and then they ban you. That's not what we're about, guys. And we see what's happening in the world. We see what's happening in this country, and we see what's happening on Facebook. And I think it's a low blow that that Facebook is now reverting to the use of our children to get on this platform and just create a breeding ground. It's going to be an invite for all the pedophiles out there. They're going to go, holy crap! Facebook just unleashed the gates to all the minors in this country. So I'm sorry, but you're not going to get my children. And it's very sickening and it's very sad to see that Facebook will go that low. Really.
Carson, I want to answer one more question before I go, because what me and Steven said when I first came together with Steven in this, he said the key is interaction and the key is being with the people and letting the people be with you since day one. I believe we've done that. I believe we've been very transparent in what we've said and done every step of the way. And somebody just asked, what about Infinity's financings of your show? I want to answer that personally right now. When I say sponsored by Infinity Social Network, this here is my office that Infinity Social Network, where I work for Infinity Social Network. Infinity Social Network sponsored me to have the gear that I needed to do live videos, to do marketing, to do branding, to be able to go on other people's show and bring them on mine. Since they paid for all of this stuff, and I use this for that, they're also allowing me to use it for my moonlighting show, which is called Here We Go. And I have nothing but gratitude for them for that. As far as financing anything, I've never received a paycheck or a dime or a dollar for doing Here We Go. I do that. They sponsored it by letting me use the equipment to do it, which I use for my job. And I just wanted to get that question answered because I know I've seen that question from him a couple times. So just wanted to keep transparency.
I appreciate that. No, and you answered perfectly, because that's the truth and that's the way it is. So, but Infinity Social Network, and I want to let the people know this: we support DML. We support every person. I don't care if you're on the left. I don't care if you're on the right. I don't care where you are, what your background is. Okay, I do care now if you're a pedophile, but I don't care what your backgrounds are. Here's the thing. We all do our thing. We all have our backgrounds. We all have our walks of life. We all have our upbringings. We all have the way we do things. Okay? Infinity Social Network is not here to touch on any of those things. Okay? We are here to enhance your life. We are here to enhance the ability to actually get out and meet new people. And if you're not about that, then get on to Infinity Social Network and just enjoy yourself. Enjoy getting to see what people are doing. Stay plugged in, get plugged into the world in a very ethical fashion. Okay.
Yes.
And I promise you, Infinity Social Network will never, ever open the doors or open the gates to 13, 14, or 15-year-olds, okay? Not knowingly. Now, if you see that happening on Infinity Social Network, you please let us know. Report it. If don't abuse the reporting system, but please let us know, because on top of what we're doing to keep it safe, we rely on the community, on the Infinity community, the Infinity family, to keep it safe. So we need you guys to help us.
And I think this is the perfect time to let everybody know. Everybody says Infinity Jail, Infinity Jail. Not only will you not have Infinity Jail, but we are not going to be judge, jury, and executioner. We are not going to be your parents on there. What we are going to do, when you need to report something, we're going to give you the first option. If I'm wrong, correct me, Stephen, okay? We're going to give you the first option to block said person, which you'll be able to block anybody for anything. The second option you'll be able to get is you can have an email directly to us, and you can have links to cybercrime security, real police departments that are in your area that will help with harassment.
Do you mind if I tap on that really quick? You're on a roll. You're on a roll with it.
Asking about our reporting, and our reporting is not going to be like it is here on this platform at all.
So our reporting, so the way Facebook and Twitter and Google and YouTube and Instagram, the way their reporting system is they play exactly what you said: the judge, the jury, the executioner, the mommy and the daddy. Okay, that's the role they are taking through their reporting system. If you don't believe me, hit report and check it out. Who's making those decisions, okay, to shut your page down, to shut your post down, to shut my page down, to shut my post down, to shut Jeremy's, okay, and everybody else that's been affected, okay? That's them playing mommy and daddy. That's them playing cleanup, okay? Now, on Infinity Social Network, it's a whole different ballgame, okay? Real actions have real consequences, okay? And I'm not your mommy, I'm not your daddy. I'm not the judge, and I'm not going to play those parts, okay? I'm going to let the real legal system take and do its job. Okay, so if you're harassing somebody, guess what? You have the potential to be charged with harassment. Okay, don't play on Infinity. And if you want to test that system, for the love of God, you're going to see a police officer at your door. Okay, so
not from us, from people,
not from us,
from people on the community, not us.
Right. If you feel harassed, okay, report it. The police. The people that are in charge of making these legal decisions, right, to help support your legal decisions, okay? If you feel like you're really being harassed and it's really affecting you, really report it, okay? Infinity Social Network will have your back and will provide any evidence that has been gathered from the person who is doing the harassing, okay? When in doubt, block. That's your first line of defense on Infinity Social Network, okay? If you do not want to see somebody messing with your page, talking crap to you about your family, your kids, your wife, shut them down, block them. Okay, that's not us censoring. That is you saying, you know what, I'm tired of seeing this. It's common sense, right? So let me block you. If you don't see it, great, it worked. If they come back and they do it again, okay, they create a fake profile and you suspect that's the same person, now report that, okay? Now we're going to give you the resources, we're going to give you the links, and you actually report it. Okay, ISN will support that. Okay, and when the law enforcement says, "Hey, we need to, get some evidence built up here," we're going to support law enforcement. Okay, because I am pro law enforcement.
Oh, did we lose you?
I was getting a call there. Sorry. ISN will absolutely support law enforcement, as I am I was law enforcement myself. So we will absolutely support law enforcement's efforts of bringing charges on harassment, bullying. That don't bully on Infinity Social Network. Okay, that's just decorum, proper decorum on this platform, and conduct yourselves, as you said, Jeremy, in a way that is respectful to others. How you conduct yourself in real life. I'm not going to come to your house and be disrespectful to you in your house.
I want to interrupt you real quick here. Some people are getting confused. No, somebody cannot send the cops to your house, Penny. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that if you feel like laws are being broken and it's gone beyond blocking somebody, you have resources to you that we will provide, as in how to contact real police officers, real law enforcement, real cybercrime divisions, because we are not going to say, well, we don't like, you're right, we don't like the way that person acted, they're blocked or banned, or they're in
Right.
infinity jail, they're this, that, and the other. We're giving you the opportunity to block, and then we'll give you any resources, meaning people you can connect with, in order to get to fix whatever problem or laws are being broken. Other than that,
Right.
we are not going to sit there and go, yep, wrong, right, thumbs down,
Right.
thumbs up.
That's not
We're
us.
here to
That's not us.
not to put people in jail, Facebook jail, fake jail, whatever it is. Act like you would act when you leave your house.
Right.
To
And
go
if
out
you're a
into
troll, if you're a troll watching this video, and if you're a troll coming across this video after it's posted, well, I'm here to tell you guys that if you want to, if you're about that life, right? If you're about the drama and about that, stay on Facebook. Stay right here, man. You'll be amongst your friends.
Stay here.
So
Yeah.
you will not be amongst friends on ISN if you come over and want to have that type of mindset. That you know, that's irresponsible. You know, seriously, stay on Facebook if you want the drama and you want the crap and you want to be censored and you want to be amongst 13-year-olds. If you want to be, I hate to say that, but it's turning into that now. They have officially put out that we are now going to open the floodgates to 13, 14s, and 15-year-olds. You know, if you want to be around that, you know, by all means, stay here on Facebook. If you do not want that, and you want to actually have a place where you can be real, be really who you are, free to be you, and you know, come over to ISN, bring over your friends, bring over your family, bring over your acquaintances. You know, you know, let them know about it. You know, because this will move as fast as you guys let it move. Our family, our online family, right? It's going to move as fast as you let it. We push Facebook, right? We're the ones here on Facebook. We're the ones deciding where Facebook goes and where it doesn't go. Us, the people. Because without us, it's a shell. It's an empty shell. You know, but then, you know, it's just too big for its britches now. It's a monopoly. It's too big in the world. And it's time to show Facebook, it's finally time to show Facebook that there are still social ethics. There are still platforms out here that are doing the right thing, you know. And, you know, there's more coming in the future about that topic, but I won't talk about that. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But hey, folks, I just say I look at it like this is going to be one hell of a Christmas present for everybody, and I'm excited to be a part of it. And just to end this video, folks, I know a lot of people are asking where they can get it. When we go live, trust me, you'll hear about it. You will know about it. It'll be blasted everywhere. We will make sure that everybody knows about it. And this is how you get it. If you want to go to desktop, you go to www.infinitysn.com.
Yes.
If you want to go get it on a Google or iOS app, it will be under, all spelled out in one word, Infinity SN together. Infinity SN together. That's where you'll be able to find it. You'll be able to get it there. Stephen, awesome, man. Thank you for coming on with me. I know you're working 30 hours a day, and that's not even possible.
Man, I know. It's
so,
crazy. But you know what? I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to do it.
I know you are. I know you are, because you're always up at 2 a.m. and up at 10 a.m. and up at 12 p.m. and up at 4 p.m. You're always calling or saying something. I'm like, does this guy sleep, or does he just like intravenously keep himself awake while he's doing this for us? I wish everybody knew how hard you were working. Everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing the video. We will be back with you periodically. We'll never leave you in the dark. Stephen, say what you got to say, brother.
All right, I'm out, guys. Hey, thank you very much for tuning in. You know, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. We're working our asses off, guys, to bring this as quickly as possible. So there's a lot of lost sleep. There's a lot of lost family time, you know, and that, you know, there's a lot of hours that go into, thousands and thousands of hours that go into building a social network. So I know there's a lot of people who are hanging in there with us. You know, we've announced the launch date in the past a couple of times. We weren't able to hit those marks. But at the same time, I want to present the best possible social network that everybody can actually use. We do not want to do a, you know, launch of a so-so network that is you know, absolutely buggy, and then everybody gets really disappointed at the product that's launched. So we're working our hinds off to really bring something meaningful of good quality and a great quality and something that you can actually use. So I want to say thank you guys for hanging in there with us very much. And I'm going to keep reading your comments, so keep them coming. I'm here on the Infinity SN page every day, numerous times. I'm reading everybody's comments. I respond as much as I can, and I'm going to continue to do that now, tonight, tomorrow, while we're live. You know, I'll be doing it on the ISN page. I'll be doing it over on Infinity Social Network. I promise to stay in touch with everybody and be transparent and give you as much information as we can moving forward.
Yes.
As you guys are the network. It's not me. I said that, and I'll continue to say that. We're not the network. I'm not the network. You're the network.
People's network.
And you control it. You guys control it. It's not me. I don't control it. You guys do. So
all right,
it's
folks.
truly about us.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you celebrate, and we'll see you later. Thanks, Steve.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
See you later.